Acid dropper. Acid dropper. Acid dropper. Acid. 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 Acid dropper.
You're tuned in to Grown Folks Production. In the mix with the Commish, Nate.
All is well.
Doing well. If you didn't hear me before, doing well.
It's OMFL Draft Day. It's the best day of the year. Welfare check.
I don't call it. Lost with not here. Finally. Okay, here. Okay.
I don't know. I got you.
Yeah, but you're
You guys,
echoing pretty good.
I don't think I can hear it.
Can y'all hear me?
Cue the Jeopardy music.
Cue the Jeopardy.
Okay, now y'all can hear me. I don't know what happened. We've been having tech issues tonight, y'all, and I don't know why. They can hear me now. Anyway, welcome to the OMFL Draft 119. We're rocking and rolling. We're already right through Trey, over to Rod, Little Kosh, James, Lost, Little Kosh, Nips, who will be skipping, Den Brew, D-Money, J Bows. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to add Roger to our screen here. We're still waiting on Maniac to work through some issues. He's going to be joining us. Fellas, it's the best night of the year. This is when everybody gets to hit the reset button and go after their hidden dev guys and get everybody loaded up for season 119. Another early round run on cornerbacks and defensive tackles. And I got to be honest, I ain't understanding the defensive tackle run that we've been seeing in the OMFL this entire cycle, because defensive tackles are making that big of a difference. You guys talk about it. I'm going to add Joker. I mean, I keep saying Joker because I'm looking at his face. I'm going to add Roger here to the screen, and we're going to keep going.
Well, I took a defensive tackle only because my other guy retired, and then my X Factor wanted X amount of money, so I only signed him for 1 year. So I wanted a rookie.
It seems like it's a big boy draft. There's a lot of offensive tackles and defensive tackles are at the top of the board.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, it's very heavy with the big boys. The one thing that I will say about the D tackle spot, if you've got one that's got a little speed, the stunts work so much better.
Yeah, speed and strength is what I've found. If you got this really fast and really strong, that's where you get.
Yeah, you can get those loop stunts. They work fantastic then. If you don't have that, if your guy's weak or slow, it just ends up being a big jam, and you got like 3 offensive linemen blocking 2 guys, and they're standing there staring at each other.
Key the Bills' defensive line, they just run right through me.
Joker, I offered a absolute bag. I used a custom contract on Cole Bishop, your safety, but he didn't want to come play for me.
Yeah, I franchised Kelly, my import, so I couldn't franchise him, but I was going to, but then I kept Kelly in.
I tried a couple guys in free agency to give them big bags, and they looked at me like I had 6 heads.
I gave some custom contracts out too, or the one, and to the free safety from the Raiders. He ended up going over to Denver, and I was pouting the whole time. It sucked. Okay, things are going super slow. We're over to Little Koch now. Oh no, we're over to James Little Koch for the last 3 picks. Von Hertz, halfback, goes to the Chargers. C.J. Baker, another defensive tackle, to the Commanders. Hart, cornerback, goes over to the Browns. It just mind-blowing how many of these guys are taking cornerbacks or defensive tackles. I was hoping a cornerback would fall to the second round. It's never going to happen. You got to take one in the top 5 or you're not getting one. Just one of those crazy drafts once again. All right, let me check everything. We should be good to go. We're rocking and rolling. We're just missing Mr. Maniac. Guys, let's just talk. Let's have fun. And around the 4th round, we'll start taking some interviews from the different guys that are here in the OMFL that want to talk about their team. There's Mr. Maniac. And to be a fun night. I agree with what y'all were saying while I was adding our guy Roger to the screen here that, yes, if you've got a great defensive tackle, they can make a big difference, especially in the run game. But if you look at the stats and the impact stats at the end of the season, you're looking at tackle for loss, you're looking at sacks. It's just not there for defensive tackles. And so I'm not understanding why we're seeing so many go this high in the draft. I mean, we're in the 1st round and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive tackles already in the first 26 picks. It just, I don't know. It's crazy time. Mr. Maniac, are you with us? I guess he's muted.
He's still struggling.
I always feel like every year I come in and I'm like, oh, this is the one position I'm going to go after.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's always a run of, 1 year it was running backs, and there's like 1 year we had a string of running backs. The next year was like, oh, I'm going to go after corner. And we had I looked at, I was late in the round. There was like 6, 7 corners, and there was like 8 drafted in the 1st round before I even got a chance to even draft somebody. This year, I'm not gonna lie, I put money in on Jeffrey Simmons, lost out on him. Put money in on Aleem McNeil, lost out on him. So I was like, all right, there's enough defensive tackles in the draft. I'll draft one of them. And as you just said, there's like 7 or 8 in the first 26 picks. It just always kind of seems how that works. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do the same with cornerback, and it was just like, by the time I got to my pick at 15, 3 cornerbacks are gone. I'm like, I'm not taking the 4th best cornerback in the freaking 1st round. I can't do that.
Is that a first-round fullback? Holy
that is
shit.
A first-round fullback. Little Koch said, screw y'all. I know what I'm doing with my team. Actually, I don't know what he's doing at all. That's a crazy, that's a gutsy pick. That's a priest pick if I've ever seen one.
Actually,
that's sick.
25.
That is sick. On fullback at the 1st round, that dude's got to be an import. Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know who would say fullback in the 1st round is totally acceptable? Be our guy Trey. He loves his fullback. I do too, but I ain't taking one in the 1st round.
Yeah.
No, I ain't doing that.
First
Guys,
round, that dude better be.
it's the first time I got to talk to all of you. I got to talk to some of you that called the game with me. Not all of you. So Raiders upset D Money in OMFL Bowl by a massive fashion. He didn't like a little win that game. He really won that game. What do we think about OMFL Bowl number 118?
I called that an old man knows ball, by the way.
You did.
And I played J Bows like late in the season, and I did pull off a win. And we were talking after the game, and I just said, you know, I'm sure we'll run into each other in the playoffs or something. But I was like, I said to myself, I don't want to see that guy. Just Dante Thornton Jr., and then you have Janty in the backfield with Brock Bowers. That combination with Ian Peters is just, it's a headache. And then just the way he plays defensively, that team's quietly, I feel like, very, very underrated. And now everybody kind of sees they're not underrated. So, but he's had a couple good years, and he finally put it all together this year. So I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, the offensive weapons are great. Like you said, Big Hurt, he plays great defense, but the silent killer that people don't realize is his offensive line. You can't sack him, so you can't get pressure on him, and that's why he gets those deep balls and everything. It's just crazy how good his O-line is.
You know you're doing good when you get them deep balls. Those are always going to help you out at the end of the day. Maniac, do you ever get that text figured out? Poor Maniac. I guess I did it to you, Maniac. I got you into the whole streaming thing, and I was having tech issues tonight, and I guess I shared it across the universe over to you. Hopefully Maniac get it figured out. We need to have Mr. Maniac in here. I hate seeing these clocks click down to like 5 seconds. It's like, are y'all around? Is anybody around? Okay, now he picks it. Aiden McIntyre, left tackle. We see two back-to-back left tackles here. One thing about how this draft has played out is some really good offensive linemen have fallen in this draft. Right now, we're off to the second round. We finally made it. As good as we did last year with the pause draft, we did twice as bad this year with the pause draft. This was not a good pause draft. We got Mr. Randy and the Broncos, D-Money and the Rams, Massimo and the Dolphins, and then we'll skip the Titans and get it over to Tim and the Lions. How'd that pick look? A strong safety, Duckworth, a guy that I had on my list. I was hoping was going to make his way over to me.
Yeah, I got sniped by Bird. I like that Richardson guy. I was hoping he'd fall to me, but he's got some speed, 90 speed, strong safety, so I think he'll pan out decent. He's a normal dev, though, which is not good.
I was thinking you're the Colts, and
Yeah, that date on all the other stuff. Colts.
you quit switching teams.
Hey, you be telling people to quit switching teams. My goodness, Mr. D-Money loves to eat up that entire clock. Come on, D-Money, get with it. You got a baby. You got to get to bed. D-Money takes Mark Randolph, another tackle. So 2 tackles back-to-back here. He's starting to invest into that offensive line. That's true. He's got to pick another position and grab every single one. It's maddening how that guy drafts. He's very, very good. Over to Tim and the Lions, Cincy, and the Falcons. Then back over to Mr. Randy and the Broncos, who's just piled up the picks here. We're going to be saying his name a lot. And a little Koch and the Browns. And then be off to the next round there. Mr. Maniac, you with us yet? I'm just going to keep checking in until he says something. Yeah, he does. I got to make more time to study these drafts. I feel like I'm always playing from behind. Yeah. I think offensive line too. He's still a fullback. All right, round one. Round one was a run on cornerbacks, defensive tackles. It looks like round two is starting to be offensive line. What's the secondary position you guys think we're going to see a run here on the second round? Can only hear me? What? There's no way.
Yeah, 4.41. There was a little short 5.7 guy that was like a 4.3, but yeah, that was about it. He was 5.7. He wouldn't have lasted long.
That's injury waiting to happen.
Boy, we are taking up all night for these picks here. We got Little Koch up again. Little Koch and Randy. Might as well just let those two draft, and we'll call their picks the rest of the night. James and Kansas City. James and the Jets. The Jets, yeah, they are at this draft. Eagles, Titans, Ravens, Vikings, Colts. Those are the ones I got to try to remember to skip. We'll skip the Eagles. We will skip the Colts. We'll get it over to Roger and pick number. Oh, no, wait. I skipped the whole line there. So skip the Colts and then me, and then it's going to go to Byron, and then we'll get to Kevin, Meek, Randy, and Bird. At which time I fully expect Bird to tell me he's not drafting anymore. He makes two picks and he's done. I was super pumped to be on Neon Sports today, doing some homework, taking a look around, doing some prep, and went over to team overall. And I sorted by worst teams to the best teams. It was me and Randy builds a much better team than I do. So things are not looking up for my Saints. This is the only year we can make a run this year.
But you played pretty good with that quarterback you drafted. I mean, you played well with him.
He was out half the season. That was the problem.
And then Rogers got all his fast wide receivers already, so I don't know what he's going to do.
I don't have any fast wide receivers. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, what happened to I thought you imported your guy.
No, I did not.
Oh,
my shit tops at 93. I'm struggling.
Yeah, that's what mine are too. But it's been hard this cycle to find somebody in that 95, 96, 97 plus.
I'm struggling. You can only put up 5,000 yards with these guys I got. I need something better.
I think my slowest guy is 93.
I will say this. I have, since we had our little group discussion about rules and stuff, I have laughed and cried because I look at my stats and I'm like, I put up 5,000 yards and I had no idea that the ID mic or the protection things even worked anymore. Because for a while there, they were broke. I thought they were broke. I didn't use them. So I'm out here running for my life, throwing the ball everywhere, putting up 5K. I'm like, shit, if I can get some protection, maybe I can do 6.
Well,
yeah,
I sure wish you'd teach me how to do it. I ain't had 3,000 yards of passing in a long time.
I always joke about trading Allen because he drives me insane with the high throws. But then at the end of every year, I've got 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns.
Yep, dude. Anytime you want to move him, just send him on over. I'll take that 99 throw power all day long.
If you had somebody other than Stroud, I would take you up on that.
I always tell him the same thing too. All right, we got through the next picks. Wise, Mike for the Jets, Rhodes, halfback for the Eagles, Haskins, right tackle for the Colts, and now it's my pick, which we are going to pause this draft, and I'm going to get off my screen, and you guys fill the air, and I'm going to get out of here for a second.
I got a 99 throw.
Let's go into the mind of a Nate. What is Nate doing here?
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
He's going to take
Mixon.
over the line.
No, he was wanting some safeties.
Yeah, I think he takes a lineman or a DB though, but I don't think he goes corner. I think his corners are set, but I think with the run of line might push him towards safety. But with the injury last year, I feel like that was a huge thing for him. We're offensive line, but there's been so many offensive linemen taken that he might feel the value's not there.
Yeah, he may go safety. I wasn't thinking about that, but I think some of the best players still left are offensive linemen. But then, like I said, there's some sleepers at linebacker.
But yeah, I got a 99 throw power quarterback if whoever is saying that.
Roger,
You got one?
Roger,
I got Joe Milton.
Do you start Milton or do you start Lawrence?
I'm starting Lawrence.
You know who likes Milton? You can probably get good trade money out of Milton is Nicehonger. Nicehonger loves Milton.
I thought I'd like him, but
I've gotten so used to Stroud that I even use him in the fantasy league.
I actually like Cam Ward. If Cam Ward, I would possibly consider trading Josh Allen for Cam Ward.
That's a big jump.
That is a big jump, but Cam Ward fits my style better. I play with him better in the custom league, I feel, than I do with Allen. But then I would probably complain that I didn't have the throw power that I have.
Yeah, that throw power makes up for a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, whenever Tyson 99 speed, 98 acceleration gets open, you got to be able to hit him. And Josh Allen can actually throw him. He just fumbles, dude, and overthrows. He throws the ball. It don't matter what I do. He throws the ball high 98% of the time.
I wish I had that quarterback for the Eagles.
But that's just like
Dixon or whatever.
Big Hurt. I had Big Hurt beat, and Josh Allen fumbled the ball.
I remember that game. Buda Baker came right up the middle and
Yep, all I had to do was kick the field goal. I was killing the clock, and Josh Allen fumbled the ball. I think I lost 4 games because of him fumbling. I think I lost 4 games because of the Josh Allen fumble.
Oh, Jesus. I'd be spending every bit of XP that I have on his
It's very
carry.
very fitting because that's exactly what he did this year.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I don't even see Cam Ward on a team.
Is he not? Does Bird not or does the Titans not have him?
No, they got
That's simple. I think he dumped him. They
got Shane Gaffney as their quarterback.
Yeah, he might be a backup there, but he might
he's
have
not even. Daniel Jones is the backup.
Then he's sitting in free agency somewhere. You could probably go get him.
Ooh, Jared Peterson. He had great speed and great.
He's on the Steelers team. And he must start him because he's got like a $38 million penalty cap.
Who?
Cam Ward's on the Steelers, and he's a 78 overall. Like I have him already up to a 90 in the custom league, but his throw power is 91.
Oh shit! I didn't even see him down there. But they got Porter and Morales on the
Kevin
Steelers
said
too.
that Pepper traded for him.
Is that corner worth a shit, Nate?
No, it's terrible. It's just,
Why?
I don't know what to pick. There's just nothing out there.
kinda
So
figured-
I took a flyer
I
on
was
a
looking through
speed
the-
guy for special teams, and he's terrible.
I was looking through the corners, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is there one here that's worth a damn?
Yeah, everybody on my list is long gone, and I didn't get to really set my draft board or do anything. So I'm winging it here tonight.
Hey, if you got any pull with Rod and his development bullshit, tell him to give us our draft board changes back. Because not being able to adjust your draft board's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have zero pull with Rod. I'm not even 100% sure the fella likes me. No, I'm just kidding. We don't know each other, and I kind of, to be honest, I'd leave him alone about his job. Everybody leaves me alone about my job. I don't bug people about their jobs. So, yeah, I don't really ask him too much. But that would definitely be an easy one of like, give us a draft board back, man.
I mean, we had probably a 15 or 20-minute discussion after a game, and he started it. I didn't chase him down. He asked me, he's like, what about this?
Guy,
and what about that? I'm like, well, dude, this I think sucks, and this is great, but this needs to be fixed.
Tim says Cam Ward is quarterback number 3 on the Steelers. I don't know if he has inside information or not, but yeah, I hear Rod has done that with a handful of guys and just asked about Madden, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
there he is. See, he's taking notes, all notes.
But what I wish that they would bring back, other than that, is I wish that the training camps would be like it used to be, to where you did the training camp and you got to choose what attribute actually got increased.
Yeah.
I miss the old
this random
draft
roll
board stuff where you could go and you could use your points on like however you want to. It's just hard. I'm sure it's impossible for them, man. There's 100 ways to peel that onion, and I'm sure it's impossible. It's just in our type of league, it's hard to get sleepers. It's hard for anybody past the second round. It's like after that, you're just a crapshoot after that, you know?
Yeah, it's all second string roster fillers.
Well, I'm gonna be like everybody else and take this guy.
Long snappers are real people too. They are, Rod. They absolutely are. I've always asked for something we had back in the PC days of exportable rosters that you can then use to play, online. Like we could export our rosters from the CFM to play the Toilet Bowl or to play something else. Like probably not. I don't know how possible that is in PC on console, but in PC days, it was something we could do, and it was always a ton of fun.
You used to be able to do it. I don't remember what Madden it was. It was, I think, PlayStation 2 or maybe PlayStation 3. But you used to be able to download your roster and actually practice with them and everything.
Maniac, did you ever make it in here?
I liked when we were able to take the college football roster from like a season you play and download, a couple. Because college football comes out a little bit. College football comes out, and you can play a couple seasons, and be ahead of the Madden like timeline and build a couple draft classes and then import those, because you're actually getting actual players and like stats and all that stuff. So that was fun.
Because NIL, and I don't see that ever happening again.
Probably.
Yeah,
the NIL deals are gonna.
Yeah,
guys.
Never
you got guys suing the NCAA
unless
to
there
play
was a way
7
to
or 8
make
years.
like CPU only, but I think that's so much work on the back end. It's probably not something we'll ever actually see.
I literally saw something the other day, and it's like you couldn't get someone to stay 3 or 4 years in college, and now you give them money, and they are suing the NCAA to play like a 7th or 8th year.
Is Bird? Bird's not even here, is he? Bird, God darn it, you. Oh, now he says Panthers not at draft. You punk. All right, well, we just watched the Panthers click the clock already all the way down when he's not here.
I would like to see, too, to where they had the practice mode to where, like, if I was playing...
that you could play. Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Just have your defense where my offense practice against your defense or something. That would be...
Yeah, that would be super cool, but I don't know. Now I feel kind of bad. It's like telling Rod what they should do over there. It's probably 9 billion different things. Rod, I do miss Coach's Glass. That thing was freaking awesome. I get maybe people didn't use it, so that's why it went away and wasn't worth the development. But that thing was freaking Oh, if I could have one request, I'd probably ask for that. I really would. Like, that thing was so awesome when you were playing somebody. Yeah, it's something that I miss a lot. I also think like, yeah, there's like a billion things that people I think could add to this game. It's and everybody's got their sort of own spin on it. All right, we're over to Randy and the Broncos, then back to Rod and the Commanders, Little Koch and the Browns, James and the Chiefs. That's the next handful of picks. So far, guys, we're seeing a little bit of a spread, but mainly tackle. Left tackles where I think we all agree is where most of the talent was. And, well, I think most of that talent is picked apart now.
Still a run on defensive tackles.
Yeah, people are still taking them. And I sort of approach it. It's like, why would I draft the 8th best defensive tackle in the second round? It's like, that doesn't make sense in my head. It's like, I don't know.
That's like round 2.
There's one left tackle left.
Alvarado was a player that I liked a lot, had my eyes on. Thought about taking an offensive lineman. I heard y'all talking as I disappeared, but I invested money. I still have hopes I get my guy back. Rod, maybe you can confirm. Are there really career-ending injuries? Because that's what it said in the game. And the guy's been on 52 weeks ever since that injury. So I assume he is done for the career. Yeah, Rod, you've been investing a lot in that offensive line this offseason, so I'm sure you'll be right back there deep in another playoff run, man.
Here? There's where she left.
No, she's upstairs. She ain't going.
We got Little Koch, and the Browns are up. We got James over to James now, and the Chiefs then lost, and then back to James. We'll skip Nipples. Actually, yeah, I think we do need to skip Nipples twice. And then over to Denbrew and then Cincy Bird to wrap up round number 2. Round number 2 is kind of starting to find its momentum. We're getting through it here.
James had a lot of picks too. I mean, I traded him my second round pick, but I mean, I think he wound up with a pretty good bit of picks in this draft.
Yeah, Browns, Chiefs, and clearly Broncos, who are just rebuilding that roster, investing heavy. In a draft that, again, didn't feel that deep, but is what it is. It's totally random, if you guys are wondering. After this draft's over, tonight, before I go to bed, I do a random wheel and let it randomize what we're doing for each position. I set it, and I go. Oh, Lost said skipping. Okay.
It is pretty interesting, though. It's been like a, what you're saying, it's been primarily D tackle and some tackle mixed in with some linebackers and corners.
This is one of the first drafts I got to my pick in the second round, which is halfway through, and I was like, "There's nothing, absolutely nothing here that I want."
Yeah.
I'm just filling holes because my money is so tight that I had to cut some big name people, and I just got to have some backups.
So Rod says career injuries, super rare. There are some injuries that have super long return times. They are designed to mimic career enders, but words, they're not my friend tonight. But they do eventually come back. If they don't, something to look at. Well, we'll see if that guy comes back, but I don't know. He ain't moved off 52 weeks. Over to James, and then we'll skip Nips over to Denbrew, skip Nips again, and get it over to Cincyberg. Let's talk about the Chiefs really quick. They're a team that I think shocked a couple of people. Had the big win against my pick to go to the Super Bowl, Big Hurt. I thought he was the hottest team in the OMFL, especially on the AFC side. Ends up beating Big Hurt in overtime and some crazy plays. What are we expecting from the Chiefs this year? It's a team that Mahomes, it feels like every cycle is just getting a little older.
I think he has built his game not necessarily around Mahomes, but around his. I think imported that running back. So he has a good running game. So I think that's what he's trying to build the game around. He has 2 good running backs.
Yeah, that dude will run the ball down your throat, and he will not stop.
Big Kurt
That
just
was-
unmuted and took the deepest sigh I've ever heard.
That playoff game was frustrating because Cook got injured, and I thought that was like
His backup's good.
I was like, oh, Cook's hurt. Like, that's going to force him to, like, change his style of play a little bit. And Brashard Smith had the game of his life. I think he had, like, 200 yards rushing and, like, 3 touchdowns. And it was just, I mean, he just kept running the ball. And I was like, I mean, his offensive line was good, but it was just like, and Brashard Smith isn't even anything special. But, like, he just did his thing. And then the few times where I was like, oh, he's in a passing situation, I know he's going to pass. And then he run like a crossing route with Worthy. And I mean, that guy is fast. And I mean, Mahomes just threw a dot and Worthy catches it. And I just was like, I can't, you know what I mean? I just couldn't find an answer to get the stop that I needed.
Yeah, and the NBC, you know, obviously I play with the Chiefs, and when all else fails, just like they used to say about Tyreek Hill, just chunk it deep. Worthy's down there somewhere; he'll catch it. But James he's built a pretty good defense, but his run game, like I said, I've played him a couple of times since he's in this cycle, and his run game is just. Like, I traded him Cook because I wanted Pacheco, and the first game I played him after trading him Cook, he ran for like almost 300 yards with Cook. I mean, it's just crazy.
He's got 4 of his starting 5 offensive linemen are in the 90s. And on top of that, if you look at like those 4 guys, they all have like 90 plus strength. And then on top of that, you look at the run blocking. Creed Humphrey in the middle is like 99. Trey Smith's like 99. Now that's obviously with like a little bit of bump on the momentum stuff or whatever you call it. But I mean, they're still like 90s. And so when you just run the ball straight up the middle, you know, and you got those 2 guys leading the way, it's tough. And then I mean, my defensive tackles obviously aren't the greatest either, so that is a perfect recipe for disaster for me.
Falcons just closed out round number 2, a team that, I love you, Cincy, but clearly was tanking last season with 3 wins. He has all the weapons in the world and then went into this offseason and spent some serious money and now has had some really solid draft picks here. What do we think are going to happen with the Atlanta Falcons? He's in a very winnable division, one that has seen the Saints and Bucks take some steps forward, but still not there. And the Carolina Panthers, who sort of struggled to hold on to it. What do we think is going to happen with the Atlanta Falcons? They're up here in 2 picks at pick 70.
Well, for me, I think he is going to get obviously more wins than he had last year, but I also think he's not going to have as many scheduling conflicts because he was like 2 trips. I think he was in Mexico and then had like the softball tournament or whatever he was in. I actually haven't talked to him quite as much as I usually do, but I know he was out in Mexico or something for like a week. And because we had talked about when our game was coming up, and he was like, yeah, I'll be in Mexico and then get back, and then I'll play you, and then I'm gone again. So I think for him, it just kind of seems like if he's out and misses a few games or whatever, it's just like kind of derails him a little bit. Whereas if he's engaged and locked in, and I mean, obviously we've seen it, he's able to win the big game. So if he gets a couple games under his belt and doesn't have any scheduling issues, he's got the squad. I mean, he's got some threats, and he loaded up on the running backs and the receivers. So his offense is going to be very potent because he's got McCaffrey, Dobbins, and Bijan Robinson.
That's a little weird, no?
I
was scratching my head about that.
I was shocked. I could understand one of them just to have like, but to get Dobbins and McCaffrey when you signed Bijan, I was like, holy smokes. And then I feel like since he's more of a passing guy anyway, so like to have 3 running backs, and then Lowry's Sewell, who he built up last year, and then we got Jerry Jeudy. I'm like, along with Pitts, I mean, that passing game is going to be potent, but then you're going to have 3 running backs. That's
Did the
crazy.
first quarterback just come off the board?
Is that the first one?
I believe it
You
might be.
might be right. In the 3rd round, that's absolutely crazy. Cooper Ellington going to go over to Cincyberg in the Atlanta Falcons. On the note of the NFC South Maniac, what do you think about my Saints?
Maniac just left the chat.
Absolutely. I wouldn't have said nothing either. I knew he wasn't here. It's a joke till Big Hurt absolutely ruined it, Big Hurt. Just let it sit for a minute there, Hurt. I'm just joking. Mark Douglas, defensive tackle. Defensive tackles are still going off the board. I don't get it. Back to back. What I just don't. I don't understand.
If you're doing BPA, that's what's there. That's all that's there.
I guess
that's the problem.
I guess.
I reached for a tight end because I needed one.
Well, New York with back-to-back picks here. He just took defensive tackle Mark Douglas. That's another team that, man, when he has the defensive pieces, and boy, he had them outside the box here, and the offensive pieces, he can be really dangerous. It just didn't, come together for him last season. I'm expecting this to be the season that Bill puts it all together and goes on a little bit of a run here. What do we think is going to happen with those New York Giants? Because it feels loaded from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think Bill has a really good team. I think that he just had I think his schedule as far as who he played kind of messed him up at the beginning. I think he had a really tough schedule, and I think that he's going to bounce back from that. And I'm taking this guy only because he did not go to the combine or have a pro day. And I'm taking him just to see
Roll
what the hell
dice, baby. Demario Baton, tight end, goes over to the the Giants, sorry. We're up to the Jets now, who I'm not skipping. Sean Callaway, the halfback, who didn't have a pro day or go to the combine, was drafted by Joker. So, Joker, what do he look like?
He's not bad. I mean, I needed a backup running back. 92 acceleration, 90 speed, got 89 change direction. A little weak on the side, but agility is 88, so he'll be a pretty good backup. He'll be what I needed.
All right, you guys fill the air once again. I'm going to go ahead and get over here and get ready to make my pick in just a second.
Yeah, I only took him because he didn't go to the draft or the combine or even have a pro day, so I figured I'd take it. So we're talking about the Eagles tanking and everything. D Money does the same thing. Whenever he gets out of sorts and stuff, he'll drop out and tank and get some good draft picks and then come back and win the bowl.
It's been a good amount of off-ball linebackers. I'm texting the Jets guy, my brother. He's taken 3. I've taken 2.
Yeah, I told you, there are some sleepers at linebacker. There are. I mean, I started to take one of them, but I really did need a halfback because I only had one. So.
Yeah. I was looking at that guy. How'd he turn out, Nate?
I got an A+ for him. He did the talent. I just couldn't pass it up. Didn't necessarily need one, but A+, 19th in true value. Got him at 79. He is normal dev, but 92 speed, 92 acceleration, 73 strength, 89 change of direction, 91 agility. So not bad.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Better than the guy I took.
Hey, you were rolling the dice. I get it. Matter of fact, Rod says, "Why are you passing on Irvin? He was the next at 24 if he made it." Well, I could pass up the what's the word I'm looking for? The value there. Boy, doing drafts and late night calls after a long day of talking, it's just like it's not working. This brain is not working anymore. But yeah, we went ahead. We just need, for my team specifically, I just need talent. I need as much good talent as I can. I need some athleticism, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So it's probably where I'm going to go with the rest of my picks. But we'll see how this falls. All right, we got Kevin and the Bucks are up now. Meek and the Seahawks over to our buddy Roger and the Houston Texans, and then Bird, who's just popped in chat. What up, Bird? Y'all win? He said I
Kevin
can
in the
skip
chat
him.
said
Okay.
he can. Yeah.
All right. I love when you guys tell us so late, halfway through your pick already. Oh, I forgot to hit resume draft. I'm such an idiot. All right, we are resuming the draft. Kevin, does that mean all picks? Can you please confirm that for me, please?
Overtime tie, Bird said.
Ugh. You mean they don't let y'all play beyond the tie? Kev, let me know if... Oh, okay. Yes, Kev said yes. Okay, cool. Kev don't want to do nothing. He don't want to play shooters. He barely wants to play Madden, and now you don't want to pick in the third round. My goodness. Kevin just giving up on life over there.
Have you played Undisputed yet, Nate?
Yeah, me and Pooty played the other night, and I beat him up. I felt bad about it, but we went ahead and I beat him up. And yeah, it's fun. He and I have talked about getting a little bit of a league going, and I'm letting him run with it. I got enough things I'm responsible for, so.
Yeah, me and him talked
Kevin,
about the
play on
league.
your phone, brother.
I played it a little bit.
2026.
It's all right. It's fun to pass time.
Yeah, I like it. So this is just a fun little mix-in game, and especially if you create your own boxers and get in there. And
What is Bird? What is Bird playing? What are we?
Bird's playing basketball, so he coaches basketball and plays basketball. So yeah, I guess he was playing tonight. Seahawks, let that one go all the way through. Appreciate that. Over to Roger. Bird, am I skipping you? I'm assuming you are in a car or on the toilet or in the shower. I don't know what you're doing over there, but should I continue to skip you, Birdman? Houston Texans. We're going to make Roger listen to us talk about him. One of those teams that are always on the cusp, that just right there every time. What do we think is going to happen to, I'm going to go ahead. He said, yes, ship. I'm going to assume that means skip. What do you think we're going to get from the Houston Texans in season 119?
I think we're going to get a lot of passing yards, a lot of deep balls.
Roger,
Deep balls and tight coverage, just like he likes.
I mean, me and Roger, over the years, there's no telling how many games me and Roger have played against each other. And I think people underestimate how good Roger actually is.
I agree.
We've probably clocked 250 games, Joker. In the last
15 years.
In the last 12, 15 years, it's probably 250 games at least.
Yeah, listen, I've always said if Joker, listen, man, I don't know why I get these two mixed up in my head. I got to stop looking at their photos. If Roger can just play middle of the road defense, he could go on a serious run. It feels like playing him the last season, he's turned down the interceptions and the turnovers and not playing as risky of football. And if he can just get that defense figured out a little bit, it's going to be a dangerous team. I want to see Roger going to run. It's time. He's due. I'm ready to see Chiefs going to run, Roger going to run. There's some teams I want to see just going to run over there. Rod in the chat said, Denver's been a pain in my asterisk since I joined. Shake my head, laugh out loud.
Sorry,
Randy,
my friend.
But people
Sorry, buddy.
People take it. don't realize how good Randy is either. Me and Randy has played a lot of games.
Stop it. Who just
Randy's-
said that? Did Joker just
Randy
say that?
did.
No one
Yeah,
takes
me
a
and
guy
Randy-
that's won multiple championships here serious? Yeah, I think we take him serious.
No, I promise you that when he switched to Denver, people slept on him. I promise.
Oh, yeah, that's just because
Well, I
he
mean, I
tanked
just-
the rest
I-
of the season.
Well, I traded
Another
all my
one that
guys
just
away. I have
went-
no talent.
Let me go full tank mode and get a high draft pick here.
I traded all my talent away.
You
That team
went
sucks.
full tank mode. You were not trying to win games. My favorite guy that tanks is D-Money because he shows up for the one or two guys he really doesn't like. He smashes them and then goes back to tanking. And it just makes me laugh every single time. And I know tanking came up in the chat today. Again, I've got my own thoughts on that. But I'll say again out loud. If a guy wants to waste 2 months of logging in for an hour and a half multiple times a week to tank for a high draft pick, good riddance, my friend. Have fun. You do that. I think it's the biggest waste of time. But if you want to tank, that's on you. Go have fun and tank all you want. I personally don't have a problem with it. And equally, I don't have a problem with me deciding to, try to even the playing field a little bit by giving, let me skip this real quick, giving those teams that struggle a couple extra XP for winning and awarding them for keep trying to win games in a season that's not gone their way. I don't think 8 XP is going to swing a team to be a Super Bowl team all of a sudden. So that's how I feel about it.
For me, I was not actively trying to lose games. I literally, you know how competitive I am. I'm not somebody. I'm not somebody that have you met me when I lose a game? Guy that's just like,
Brother,
I can't do it. I don't have it in me.
This is what I mean by you tanking. You maybe weren't like calling plays, but you knew. I'm just sorry. You could have won some of those games and not lost as many. You sat or got rid of players that you could have won with because they weren't your type of guys, and you weren't calling the same plays that you would have called with the Colts. You just weren't. You were not trying to lose a game, but you weren't trying to win a game, and that's tanking.
I was just seeing what I had on the roster.
Randy's very competitive. He would get mad even when he played me.
Oh, he
had
me so mad one preseason game. I was
a year
either going to
for 3
boot
years,
him or
twice
I
a
was going to
season for
retire. I was like,
3
this
full
dude is
cycles.
playing me
that.
in the preseason like it's OMFL Bowl 100. What are we doing? Pump the brakes,
Hey,
brother.
practice hard, play hard.
Get your ass booted is what you're going to get. Booted hard.
Randy
I
has
do remember that though.
more than once. We have had our battles, and he has been mad at me once.
I'll never forget them. I'll never
hothead
forget the
for sure.
night that Randy and Cincy were playing. That was wild.
When I
Rod
remember.
said, after Irving, I wanted that scat back speed panic pick, but a hidden dev 90 speed safety, I'll take it. Absolutely.
One of these
Take it
days,
third.
I feel like we should be able to like play the game and like have a video of the person you're playing, kind of like how we see Nate. You should be able to see the person you're playing, and then we should just be able to like play each other, like you're sitting in the same room. And
I couldn't have thought of a worse idea.
that would be. But for certain people,
There's
it
no
would be
way.
amazing.
No way.
It would be
I don't want to
amazing.
talk to
Free
y'all.
entertainment.
I don't want to
Free
talk to y'all.
entertainment.
I don't want to hear your
Burn his
voice.
off his
I just
mind.
get more and more and more annoyed as I play. There's no way. Is that Mr. Maniac?
Crazy.
Welcome, Mr. Maniac.
It would certainly be free entertainment for you, but I promise you this: if you're putting me on that screen, you better not be at work because it's not going to be safe.
That's
100% for me as well.
all
There's
right,
going to be some words coming out that women and children should not hear.
I've had a lot of deep and both great and uncomfortable conversations with Randy. I will openly admit I can't watch more than 30 seconds of your stream, and I got to turn it off. Like, I'm getting mad watching. I was like, I can't watch. This is the most angry guy I've ever met in my life. I can't watch him. I can't watch
And
this
it's funny because
stream.
I'm really not. It's funny because like we were talking about this one time on a video call, and like that's just what I portray when I play video games. But like I'm very like laid back.
I can
Laid
watch
back
Maniac.
video games.
I can watch
I
Maniac
have
one
to
minute
say,
longer
This is
than Randy.
Valiant, bro.
I can watch Maniac 1 minute longer than Randy, and then he starts puking on himself. I'm like, all right, I can't watch this. I gotta get out of here.
It's funny.
There's
I
been
literally
times with
have
Randy
to
that
say,
I wanted to put Valium in a box and send it to him.
I've
Dude,
been a
just
part
calm
of
down.
it. I've been in the OMFL for I don't know how many matches, but I'm gonna say probably 6, 7, somewhere 8, somewhere around there. And I remember my wife years ago. She heard people that I was either playing or heard people that I was watching,
It's probably
and
Priest.
she made the comment. And she was like, "Y'all take that shit way too serious. It's not real life." And I have had that conversation multiple times, and now when I say I'm gonna play Madden, she just goes in the other room.
Priest, sometimes when you play him, you can hear him through your microphone, and it drives me insane. I'm like, how do I mute this guy as soon as I possibly can? I got to get him muted. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, me
right.
and Priest, we talk when we play. Me and Randy talk when
Oh,
we play.
no.
And me and Randy talk when we play.
No.
And
No.
that's not for the weak of heart to listen
No,
to any
I
of the
can't do
three
it.
of us play each other.
I don't think I've ever
Preseason,
talked
If
to
it's a
Joker
game where
in
you're
an
just like
OMFL game.
testing something out,
Yeah.
then yeah.
If we're testing preseason before the cycle starts, absolutely. Jump in there. We're having fun. But if it matters, there's no way, because I know I'm going to say something stupid.
We do that shit all the time. Joker and I have conversations about everything under the sun.
Probably boobs.
Yeah, we talk about everything when we're playing.
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
All right. We're into the fourth round. We'll start taking some calls here pretty soon. So if you want to jump in and be interviewed, we are in the Discord. Just jump in there. Stay muted for me, and we'll call on you to unmute. If you can do me a favor and let Maniac know. Maniac's done this with me 100 times. So let him know that you're in here and you want to do an interview. Maniac will give me a heads up, and we'll start bringing you guys in after my pick, which is pick number 111 in this round, a little halfway through. We've seen a run on defensive tackles and cornerbacks. Then we've seen a run on left tackles and defensive tackles. And then it started to sort of get a little mixed bag here. There is not a lot left as you see the Giants take a kicker in the fourth round. So we got another quarterback off the board to the Broncos, and then your first kicker off the board here to Mr. Bill and the Giants.
Don't forget about the fullback in the first round.
We did
How was
have a
that
fullback.
I had him on my board.
He was 94 throw power. He was decent. He'll be a good backup.
Do you remember when Priest took a kicker in like the first round?
I remember that.
This is unrelated,
Yes.
but this reminds me
Actually, I
of
do.
I remember
We
taking
were-
3 straight running backs in
I remember
that
that
draft.
too.
Like,
I was in this fantasy league one year, this big old paid league where I think it was like $100 entry or something crazy. And this dude, my buddy's dad, I don't think he scouted very well because he drafted Darren McFadden in like the fourth round, and he'd been retired for like 3 or 4 years at that point. I'm like, what the hell is going
Oh,
on?
Jesus.
So it was something.
Whoops.
Oops. I made a boo-boo.
All right, we got Falcons and Cincyburg. Got our buddy Denbrew and the Bengals. I want to talk about the Bengals and the Browns here back to back as they got back-to-back picks, 103, 104. Boy, the AFC's just better whenever Denbrew is able to be fully plugged in. I think I do a pretty good job of not telling people's story. I will continue that sort of practice as I will not tell Denbrew's story, but I did get to hang out with him, as I've mentioned, 485 times, and his wife when they came to the city a couple months ago, and just one of the nicest, purest human beings. He probably couldn't stand hanging out with me, but I did appreciate the time of being able to spend with him and eat some good food, and took him for some ice cream afterwards. But what did the Bengals have to do to put this team back together and really make a run? And when I think it's a pretty open, balanced, there's no superstar team that's just dominating everybody this entire cycle. It's a pretty open AFC right now. What did the Bengals need?
Man, he drafted himself one heck of a linebacker with 94 speed in the first round, so he definitely got somebody there that I think will help for sure. I think it was the Bengals, yeah.
I was just fixing to say, move on from Joe Burrow.
He did just
And he
take a
just took a
quarterback.
I think Burrow is the guy that he needs to use, but I think he needs to find a way to incorporate the tight end into his passing game, because I feel like his receiving core, Jamar Chase is really good, and then like Higgins is like a guy that you can use if you know how to use him, but it's a different type of player, kind of like Pittman and those guys. Like if you know how to use those guys, they're very lethal, but they're a special type of player. And then Brandon Ayuk that he's got, but he doesn't have like that like go flyer type of guy. And I feel like when Denver had his run, he had a tight end that he was really lethal with. And I think if he can get his tight end back into the passing game and kind of incorporate that, he's got a legit tight end. But I think if he can get that guy going, along with the rest of his squad, I also feel like Chase Brown is more of a third down type of running back. He's not really he can be, but I just feel like the running game isn't really quite what he needs. And so I think he needs more of like a first and second down bruiser to help with the running game, or to help with his passing game. And then he can run that play action and get more guys trying to stop the run. Because I feel like when you play the Bengals, you're going to try and play more pass and not really worry about the run. But if he could get the running game going, and he's building the defense, like he just drafted a guy that's really going to make a difference. So, yeah, that would be kind of my thought.
Yeah, I think that defense is going to be key. And it sounds like he's starting to put those pieces together, but the defense is going to be a really big one. What about the Browns? Little Koch, he's got a roster that needed a lot of help, and it hasn't just sort of come through for him when those two guys are playing really good football. I just think the AFC is a whole lot more fun to look at and watch and see how it's going to play out. I'm going to go make my pick. You guys talk about the Browns here.
Yeah, I think that Little Koch, he picked up a lot of players in this draft that's going to fill a lot of holes for him. And I think that's going to make a big difference in this coming season.
Yeah, he's got a heck of a defense on paper. I think he took a little bit of a step back at receiver. I know maybe I'm making this up, but I think he lost a receiver that he had that was really good. So, but he's one of them guys that he's as good as anybody when he's on. So I'll be interested to see that.
I agree with he can beat anybody if he's playing real good.
Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing for the Browns in my eyes is ever since he's moved on with Myles Garrett, then like it hasn't had the same like effect pass rush wise. He's got an elite defensive tackle group, but like Boy Mafi and Jaden Craver, like those guys are athletic, so they're going to play well in space on the sideline, like from to the sidelines, but they're not going to like get after the quarterback type of like Myles Garrett and some of the other guys. And then I think offensively, he really needs to just get the running game going. Because he's got a couple of receivers that, are decent. But again, outside of Moorhead, I feel like it's a pretty average receiving group.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that if he gets some help at wide receiver, and it looks like that's what he's trying to do, tight end and wide receiver group. So I think that he's trying to get weapons. Who did
Picked the wrong draft to go wide receiver hunting?
Did Myles Garrett go to? Did Colin get Myles Garrett? Is that who's got Myles Garrett now? Is Colin and the Bears? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I didn't even know he was up. Crazy.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's on the Bears.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing in this draft left.
This is probably one of the worst that we've had.
It's the worst one we've seen in a long time for sure.
Nate, you need to let me make the next one because this one sucks.
It's just random. Last time I let you do it, I kept getting yelled at. I don't like being yelled at by
You
other
got
men.
yelled at by 2 people. Tell them to shut up. Send them to me. I'll shut them up.
Oh boy.
Looking at Collins' defense, though, he's got 3 linebackers with 90+ speed, and then you've got Myles Garrett and that Cole Thornton who almost has 90 speed, and then you've got Roy Jones who's a 96 overall, like defensive tackle. Like that front 7 is insane.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
How's that guy?
Terrible, as you would expect. But there's
Damn, I'm sorry, buddy.
he trying to resume draft here.
At least he's got a cool last name.
Didn't he have like a story though? Yeah, he was a story guy.
I don't get to do that much work. I picked him. Let me get back over here and get off my. Be right back. I picked him because he had shot up the draft boards. That's a big thing that I look at. But yeah, he is what you would expect.
I almost took him instead of taking Beckham at 107. I almost
He's a solid backup piece, which is fine. Like, yeah, it'll be fine. All right, we will take interviews. If you're interested in interviewing, come hang out with us. Just be on mute and let Maniac know. Here soon, I'll just start calling on these guys right here to do some interviews with me. And
Is Meek here? The last one rolled to 0.
it did roll to 0. Do y'all know if he's online?
I haven't seen it.
If you go to Teams, I think it shows you.
He is not online.
Okay. Well, thank you, Meek.
Thanks for letting us know, buddy.
It's
Appreciate you there.
communication from long-term owners, and I love Meek to death. I really do. He plays in a league that makes me not want to have him here, but yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Oh, does he play over there with that dude still?
Yeah, he does. And whatever. I'm not here to tell people what leagues to play in, but when I see that pop up in my chat, it's just like, I just test my own character. I love Meek the human, but Meek, you got to communicate. All right, we got to skip this one. I appreciate it too, Big Hurt, so keep doing it, but I can hear Big Hurt go to tell me every time I need to hurry up and skip. All right, let's cover a couple of draft picks here real quick, and then we're going to start talking through it. I took Randy Scambuki. I don't know how you would say that. Strong safety. Isaiah Torrance, a right guard, goes over to Byron and the Steelers. I want to talk about the Steelers a little bit too. Connor Dempsey. My old eyes can't see these things. It's so small on my screen right now. Wide receiver goes over to the Bucks. Zach Mueller, wide receiver, over to the Seahawks. Ben Weldon, a cornerback, over to the Texans. Roger, how was he? He was a guy I was looking at.
He's okay. I mean, he was number 71 in overall talent, but I got him at 115,
Nice.
so I'll deal. I'm okay with that. You know, it's not like I was at this point. You're not getting a frontline starter no matter what you do. So whoever you pick, they're gonna be on the bench. Or
can y'all tell me if the Chargers are
running on
online?
kickoffs or something.
Yep, I agree with you. Trent Peterson. Okay, somebody just check one more time.
Trey is not online.
Okay,
He is not online.
Trey is not online.
Thank you. Thank you, Trey. If I'm going to give Meek a hard time, I'm going to definitely give Trey a hard time.
Hey, he's not in here showing a leg today. I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't answer me either, so I assume he is working. Jesse Quintano, tight end, went over to the Jaguars. Man, I was hoping I'd get a tight end this draft, but did not. Jaden Stapleton, a right edge, going over to the 49ers. And Zoe, who had such a great season. I want to talk about the 49ers. I want to talk about the Steelers. Is it Valero Woody? Wide receiver goes over to the Chargers. And Elton Clifford, halfback, over to the Commanders. He knows how to find his halfbacks. And then round 4 is going to wrap up with the Bears, oh my goodness, man, my brain ain't working. The Chiefs, the Pats, the Giants. I need to go to bed. Nipples, and the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Rams, and then the Raiders to wrap up round 4. Let's go talk about the Steelers. Byron took last Madden cycle off, came back. He's been kind of rusting, knocking off some of that rust, but boy, he picked 2 of the worst teams to knock rust off with. He had the Titans to start out the cycle, then moved over to the Steelers. What has Byron got to do to rebuild that Steelers team and get them competing in the AFC? Because we've seen him do it before in the NFC with the Panthers.
He needs to trade me Cam Ward. What he needs to do.
Do it, Byron.
Well, I would say the first thing is figure out your quarterback. You've got 3 quarterbacks there that like potentially would start: Morales, Porter, and Ward. If they'll all 3 have trade potential. So figure out which one you want, move one of them, keep one as a backup, whatever you want to do. You've got the running game with Caleb Johnson. Receiver-wise, you don't have much depth, but your top 2-3 guys with DJ Moore, Taki, and Metcalf are pretty stout.
Yeah, Taki's great.
And then Patty French Fries, a 6'5" tight end that is solid. So, I mean, offensively, I feel like he's got it. He's just got to figure out the guy that leads the ship with the quarterback play. Offensive line isn't horrible, but I feel like it's just kind of figuring out your identity, for one. And then 2, I would say developing some type of pass rush. Kind of the same thing with the Browns. Jack Sawyer and Riles, like, they're not bad players, but they're just not going to get after the quarterback. And then, unfortunately, with the Brown situation, he had 3 elite defensive tackles. Harmon is really the only guy that has, like, I would say elite potential there. Linebacker-wise is okay. Corner, he's pretty deep. And then safety-wise, he's got a pretty good tandem there. So I would say if he gets a pass rush and kind of figured out offensive identity, I think that's really the thing that he needs to figure out. He's in a tough division, though, week in, week out. Koch, Denver, Nipples, that's not an easy matchup.
Yeah, I think his pass rush is real weak. Like you said, I was just kind of scrolling through. He really don't have any edge rush at all. And then looking at his linebackers, really only has one good linebacker. So I would say you need to shore up that defense before he'll be able to compete with Nipple and them for sure.
Let's talk about Zone, the 49ers. What a great season for him. Boy, he fought. He had the hardest road to get into the playoffs from the NFC side. He got in there, and then he got some big-time wins. And I think bringing a lot of momentum. Maniac, I want to come to you because you ran the Deuce. He played in the Deuce. I feel like I don't have it right. You play in his division, and so you play him twice. Like, what is it about what Zoe did with that quarterback, Purdy, like, which I think is something he should get an award for, because that arm, I couldn't play with it. What does he do with that 49ers team that makes him so good? And what are we expecting from the 49ers from all of you in season 119?
Yeah, with Zoe, man, he's very he knows what he wants to do. I mean, he likes to have a pretty good balanced offense. If you look at his stats, he had really good running offense with McCaffrey, and then Purdy. He didn't put himself in a bad situation. I really like to say, like, he passed a lot of passing plays that were like 10, 15 yard type routes, and Purdy seems to be pretty mark on words there, but he's accurate, with those type of passes, and even though he's got the noodle arm, he's very timely. I think he's figuring out to, like, playing in a division where you got D Money and you got myself, and then you got the Seahawks with Meek. There's the guys over here in the West that I would have to say, like, probably the playbooks are probably like some of the hardest to play against because they disguise stuff so well. And I think he started kind of playing into that as well, being in that division. And but his defense, I think, in the second half of the season really turned the corner for him. My last game against him, I couldn't do anything on offense. I was just absolutely flabbergasted with the how his defense played from the first time I played him, and he shut down the run. He was shutting down the pass, man, he had those guys turning and burning, and his passing defense really kind of stepped up as well. But again, he doesn't make the mistakes. Early on, I think the first couple of seasons he threw a lot of interceptions, but he started figuring out if I limit the try to limit the mistakes, and not going after the big play every time. I think he kind of found his rhythm, and man, he was competing and he snuck in there, and I think he played. Who was it? D-Money in the playoffs, and he played him super close, man. So,
what are we expecting from them this year? Season 119.
Oh, he's going to be right in the mix of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out as a division leader, or in the mix again for another playoff run. So, I know he lost McCaffrey, but I noticed he did draft a running back, and he's probably going to have him up there with his style of offense.
I think with Purdy, though, a lot of people knock on Purdy just because of his arm strength. I mean, 88 isn't obviously great, but
I couldn't do it.
Burrow, I think, was it last Madden or something, had like 87 throw power. But when you get a guy that has like above 95 accuracy from a short, mid, and deep, now obviously the deep ball isn't going to be his type of game, but short to mid, if you're 95 plus and you can hit those curls and slants and drags and mix up the game, and again find the open guy, and you have a guy that can sling it accurately, it doesn't really mean that you can't run your offense that way. The problem is when you get a guy that can stack the box, play with the linebackers and the safeties, and take that 15 and under, and you have to challenge deep, then it's you have to have that ball out quick, because Purdy's not going to be able to throw it 40, 50 yards. He's going to have to throw it more like a 35, and that's top out his arm strength a little bit. Unlike a guy like Josh Allen, you can let that guy hit 20 and then turn on the jet. So but I think, again, I would say this, and I think this is why that division's so interesting. With Maniac, Zoe, D-Money, and Meek, it's, again, another division where all four of those guys, I think, very highly of an elite status. When you put the controller in their hands, you kind of play to the competition, and each week you're playing a playoff game, and so you just kind of form to that mentality, it's a win or go home mentality, and so he's kind of adapted to that, and I think that's something that when you get challenged each week, you become better.
I agree with that, because when I was the Cardinals, playing Meek and D-Money constant made my game way better, obviously. I mean, I will say that 100%, playing Meek and D-Money constant.
Yeah, definitely.
I got in trouble.
But I've played Zoe quite a bit, not in the OMFL, but in the NCAA and in the NBC. Zoe he plays defense very well. So
he does,
and he has a pretty good defensive team already. So I think that when you talk about Purdy not having the arm strength, he don't have to be that guy that needs that 80-yard touchdown pass, because his defense is going to give him good field position and hold people.
His running back's name is Jordan James, so he's half of the best two basketball players to ever play. So I mean, he's doing all right there.
That would be Kobe Jordan, not James, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. I think LeBron James sucks, but I was just making a funny joke.
Jordan James is actually a pretty high out of college running back out of Oregon. He just hasn't really hit his ground in running in the NFL, but he's built Jordan James up to be a pretty solid running back. But I think the rookie, if he is anything, will probably be the primary back. But again, I just think Purdy's, even in college, Purdy at Iowa State was so much of a game manager, and when you just give him guys that you can work with, he's good at what he does. He's just accurate. He doesn't turn the ball over. And when you have a guy like Zoe, he doesn't turn the ball over. He plays good defense. Like, that's the key. I mean, turnovers can pile up fast, and momentum and everything can just go downhill quick.
All right, here's what we're gonna do.
I don't know what I was gonna say too. I don't know what his throw animation is, but he's got it. In real life, he's real smooth throwing the ball, and it seems like in the game they've done a pretty good job with that as well. He's real smooth delivering the ball.
Can somebody? Meek's not on, and we confirmed that, right?
Yeah, Meek's not here.
Okay, just make sure.
Meek's,
All right, over to Raj.
I'll go again real quick, but
He's not online.
I'm going to interview you guys how you are on my screen. So we're going to go Big Hurt, Joker, Maniac, Randy, Roger. One question each, because there's 800 of us in this room right now. So if we ask 50 questions each, we'll be here all night. Big Hurt, you took over the Jags. I called you to go to the Super Bowl. You disappointed me big time. I thought you were the hottest team going into the playoffs. You had that really tough game. It moved you out after going to Kansas or playing Kansas City, going to overtime. I know your pick is coming up here, so you can answer as soon as you get back. I'll just keep trying to fill the air. But your Jaguars already, I felt like, were set up for success by Nicelonger. He left you one of the top 3 running backs in the OMFL. There were some playmakers there. You had the quarterback that just needed some tweaking. I mean, you still have Mixon back there. I don't know which one you're settled on. So what is it going to take for the Jaguars to take that next step as you wrap up and make your pick here in round number 5?
I think for me, the biggest thing is just I was running the ball really well early on in the season with try this guy. I was running the ball really well with Tootin early in the year, and then it just I hit midway through the season, and the lanes got tighter. The disengage off of the defensive lineman and everything, and his speed when he gets out in the open, it's unreal what that dude can do. But I think at the end of the day, I just didn't have the passing game, and I tried. I'd make a move with Trevor Lawrence, which I was playing well with him. Money-wise, I let him go. And then I was using Joe Milton early on, from the get-go. But Milton wasn't getting it done for me. So then I picked up Baker out of the free agency, and he played well for me, but it was
about that.
It just didn't – it wasn't he didn't take me over the top. And so – obviously he regressed with his age and everything, and it was just a 1-year deal. So I was able to pick back up Trevor Lawrence in the free agency. And that's kind of my plan, is to go back to what was working. But I do have Joe Milton still on my roster, and he's got 99 throw power, but I know Joker was talking about earlier with Josh Allen, he just throws the ball high, and it's the dude can throw a ball through anything, but it's always high, it's always overthrown, and I just missed way too many easy throws. So I think hopefully T-Law can get me back into a comfort zone in my passing game, but allow Tootin to still run the ball effectively.
All right, Hurt's going to have 10-minute answers, so you got to get through your one questions really quickly here. I'll open it up. What questions we got for Big Hurt and the Jags?
So I know that me and you played Hurt, and you're right. Tootin was if he got an open field, he was blowing the doors off. I mean, I did kind of shut you down a little bit on the run game, but in that game you were passing pretty good, and I don't remember, who were you using at quarterback in our game? Was it Mayfield?
It was Baker, yeah.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good in the passing game with Baker, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he played well. I was efficient. There were games where he was on, and then there were games where I just struggled to really, he wasn't high accuracy, didn't have a strong arm. So there was games where I needed to push the ball vertically. He really didn't have that. And then there were games where it was really tight windows, and he just was slightly leading receivers or behind just enough to where the ball was incomplete. So again, it was just kind of getting me over that hump or whatever, taking me to the next level.
What else we got for Hurt? That's it? 2 questions?
I'm gonna try to make my pick here first, and all.
Oh, okay. Anybody else got a question while we're waiting on Mr. Maniac?
Big Hurt. How long are you going to hold Jags for?
That's a funny question.
5 minutes?
Oh,
I've actually been offered by a couple
course you
people
Of course you have.
to
Does a
trade
drug
the
dealer sell
Jags,
drugs?
but no, I'm 100% taking the Jags in the next Madden, and I'm 100% have no intentions of leaving the Jags. I have been wanting a team that's got some young guys that build up, and I think like Travis Hunter is a guy that I really am looking forward to trying building up. Tootin also is another guy like has great speed. This Madden, Nightslonger built them up, and I was able to reap the benefits there. But I am looking forward to taking the Jags with some of their young players and try and build up and build a squad to my kind of to my scheme.
With that said, we're taking future bets on if he's actually the Jaguars when we actually get to Madden 27. Because with him saying that, I think the chances are very, very low now. I'm just joking. Maniac, what you got for our guy Hurt?
Yeah, so Hurt, I know Tootin was your bell cow, man. Always commenting about Tootin to Scootin because man, Unleashed, man, that dude could just run for days and did seem like anybody could catch him. But talk about the defensive side of the ball. What was the main thing you focused on defense? Because I know you're a guy that likes to play the defensive side of the ball, and I know you take pride in that and stuff. But what was kind of some of the challenges from this last season, and what did you kind of focus on?
Early in last season, I struggled with the passing game, pass defense. So I went and traded for Staley and Jahdae Barron, and kind of shared up my pass, like my secondary. Also getting Buda Baker helped making a trade with you. So I added 3 pieces to my secondary last year. Once I got that solidified, I felt like my pass defense was much better. And I noticed that in week 1 when I played the Patriots last season. Lost Sniper tore me up pretty good in week 1. So I made some early trades and reaped the benefits there. After the season and going through the entire season of 118, it's my interior defensive line, and that's why I've been so heavy at trying to get a defensive tackle, which I said earlier, I lost out on Simmons and McNeil in free agency. And so my first pick in the 2nd round in the draft, I did go after a defensive tackle that hopefully he's a hidden dev and will work out. So we'll see.
All right, before we get over to Joker, we're going to do some interviewing of Joker. I want to talk about the Raiders really fast before I make my pick here. If you couldn't pick yourself, all right, because you're all competitive, I know you. If you can't pick yourself, do you think the Raiders repeat, or is it going to be a new champion?
Definitely a new champion.
new guy.
New champion.
Yeah, I would say new champion.
New champion. A lot of faith
I'll say this.
there.
I think the only person that I would put money on to repeat as a champion, if he was the champion, would be D-Money. I don't think this league the parity is too much and it's too hard to repeat.
All right, let's talk
It's
to
gonna be
Mr.
really hard.
Oh, go ahead, Manny. Sorry.
No, I was going to say I think it's going to be really hard for him to repeat because I mean he did lose a few pieces that helped him throughout that. He lost his safety and there was a couple other guys he was talking about he lost. So that's one of the things when you start having a little bit of success and start building your team up and you get those 90 plus players and then they come up for a contract and you can't afford them. You had to let them go and sometimes you get a little weak in a spot and it hurts. So. But I think he's definitely going to be a playoff team, though, for sure.
100% on that. Crazy part is I feel like more of half of the teams in this league are OMFL Bowl capable winning teams.
I agree with that.
I can make my argument for more than probably half of the teams.
Well, let's talk to Mr. Joker and these Buffalo Bills as I hurried up and made a. Oh my God, I don't know what to do here because everybody's terrible. Pick. We have them that happen all the time. Mr. Joker, you had a great season again last year. Playoffs, are right around the corner. I feel like you've got the team that will easily be able to get there. What does your Bills need to do to make a real run in the AFC?
So, several of my games, if you go back and look, one of the games even against Big Hurt, I lost because Josh Allen fumbled. I lost 4 games this season because Allen fumbled the ball. In my last possession, he fumbled the ball and I lost the game. But other than him throwing the ball high, like I said earlier, I can throw for 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards with him. So I joke about trading him. It would be really hard for me to trade him because it would have to be somebody awesome. Like I would trade for Mahomes, but defensive wise, the only thing that because the pass, I can stop the pass. I can't stop the run. And that just blows my mind because I have my import Kelly, which is an X factor. I had Ed Oliver. I had Russo, and at the beginning of the year, I had Bosa, and I traded Bosa for Karlaftis, and that actually helped me. But with those 4 guys up front, you shouldn't be able to run up the middle on me, and people would just run all over me. So I'm hoping that a couple of things that I adjusted as far as defensive-wise, as far as the way that I had my linebackers playing, and going with a different direction with a different new rookie defensive tackle with Kelly, I hope that shores up my run stopping ability.
Guys, what do you got for our guy Joker?
Joker, I know you're a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan. Obviously, we all know that. Buffalo kind of being secretly probably one of the Chiefs in real life rivalries right now between the Mahomes Allen conversation. Do you plan on building this team and keeping them into Madden 27, or something that you're looking to trade? And no, I'm not asking to trade for Buffalo. I'm just curious on your.
Don't lie to us.
Right. As far as I'm concerned, at this point in juncture, the only team that I would trade with would be Sox. I would take City. And me and him's actually talked about him playing as Bills one year, me playing as Chiefs. But he's kind of against that because just like me, he's a diehard Chiefs fan. But there's no other. I don't think there's really another team that I would take right now because as far as playing style and players, the Buffalo matches Kansas City as close as I think any other team does. So it fits my playing style a little better. I wished I could change Josh Allen's throwing motion. I know that's against FPR. I wish I could change his throwing motion. But other than that, I think that I'll be Buffalo until Sox either leaves or decides to swap me.
Come on, Shocks. Swap with him.
What else we got for Joker? Come on, Raj. You don't have a question for your best friend?
What do the Bills, Joker, what do the Bills have to do to get the division back from the Patriots this year in the OMFL?
Well, last year I did pretty good at beating loss, and this year it was just really along the lines of our games were really close. It wasn't that it wasn't a competitive game. His defense was just so much tougher this season than it was last season because I swept the division last year. So I actually hate playing the Jets more than I hate playing Loss. So because Loss and me have played quite a bit of games, so I know what to expect. I can't think of the guy's name that's the Jets, and I'm sorry for that.
James.
Yeah, James. And me and James have played just a few games, so it's harder for me to play him. I got a hidden dev in the 5th round lineman, by the way. But James's defense is actually, it's like as far as division wise, he's one of the tougher division defenses that I play because I can score on loss. I just can't stop him. That is just. I hope that I can get past the run. Everybody just runs on me. If I can stop the run, I believe that I can sweep the division again. And like last season, make another run at the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll just throw this comment out there. I know you defensively, you got a lot of flack early on for giving up a lot of points, and your defense was much better than going into, knowing that you had given up a lot of points. You played pretty good defense against me when we had our matchup.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and it's not that because at the beginning of this season, it was I had to outscore everybody. That was just like I could score it just at will, but everybody outscored me. And as it like going into our game, I looked at Tootin and I was like, oh my God, he's going to run all over me. But I did contain him pretty well. I got the run down better. I was stopping the run a little better, but I started making some adjustments at linebacker. I changed some people out and played some people that I wasn't normally playing because I knew I was going to let them go in the offseason. So I was just really trying to build them up, and they actually played better. So that helped me. So I think that it's going to be a little better going into this season because of some of the changes I started making last year, and then with some of the XP points that a couple of my guys got.
All right, there you have it. Our buddy Joker here with the Buffalo Bills. We're going to bring in Rod of the Washington Commanders, a powerhouse of an owner. Only been here for a couple of seasons, but has made his might known by getting all the way to an OMFL Bowl his first season and coming up just barely short last season. I'm going to go ahead and save Rod from the eye roll questions. Guys, no Madden questions. Keep this to the league. Keep this to his team. Let's leave him alone from his job, okay? We don't make you talk about your jobs. Leave him alone. I'm calling off the dogs, Rod. Rod, great season. A very good team builder. Not shocking. You sort of had the knowledge of understanding how to put together a team. And I think have just went into this offseason and really invested into the two lines on both sides of the ball. Was that an intention coming into this offseason? Really invested into the two lines on both sides of the ball. Was that an intention coming into this offseason?
100%.
We're on delay.
You see what D-Money's able to do with the Cowboys, been able to run. I think that's what got me out of the playoffs was losing to the Bears, being able to run the ball. So if you can stop it and run the ball, you can really win this league, and that's what I'm hoping to do in year 3.
Guys, what you got for Rod? I'm opening it up.
Rod, my first question to you, and I'm just curious, who is your favorite team in real life?
The Commanders.
You are a
I'm
Commanders.
a Sean Taylor fan,
nice.
so I'm a Commanders fan in real life.
Oh, nice. Big fan of Sean Taylor. Being a college football fan and all that, I had a lot of respect for Sean Taylor. What is your plan for Madden 27? Like, are you looking at, building? And I know you're new to this, so like import wise. If you don't understand, I can go further, but just for the sake of time, what is your plan for like imports, and how do you plan on building for the Commanders? Since that is your favorite team, you probably don't understand the makeup of the roster. What's your plan for the Commanders going into that next season or the next Madden cycle?
To be honest, I don't fully understand imports yet. If that's where you take a guy, I would say it would be Emmanuel Jackson. The wide receiver had an amazing year last year, and I think if you can stretch the field and keep everybody from keeping 8 people in the box, it allows you to run the ball a lot more effectively, and that's what I love to do. So it would be him.
Guys, what we got for Rod?
So, Rod, this is Joker, the Bills. We played the game this year, first time I'd ever played you. We played a really close, tight high scoring game. You pulled it out there at the end. So the question I got for you is, being new to the OMFL, I personally, I knew that we had somebody that worked for EA or whatever in the league. I didn't realize it was you. Does that kind of give you an insight on what plays to call and stuff like that? Do you kind of know what works and what don't work, or vice versa there?
No, I'm on the franchise team. Really, I'm not on gameplay. I lose a lot to the gameplay team. For myself, I try to just do what the defense gives me. I try to play against the rules a little bit sometimes. Like, okay, I know he can't be in zone, so I'm gonna try to run like a man beater play, stuff like that. But sometimes it works for me, and sometimes it doesn't. But that's really how I've like challenged myself for the last 2 years, or last 2 seasons.
I was just wondering if you just had like, being that you're there, like you said, you play against the other guys. If they tell you, hey, look, this play works and you do this, and if you block your line this way, you can run this way. And I mean, I didn't know if you had some inside tips there. If you block your line this way, you can run this way.
Nah, it's not a lot of that. Nah, that's all MCS ball. We don't play that way. So we know people that do it, and obviously they help us with tuning and stuff like that. But for the most part, we're very simulation based, and we like to play like strategic football.
Sounds good. Appreciate the answer.
Hey Rod, this is Randy, the Broncos' current coach. What will take the Commanders from a perennial playoff team, question. Super Bowl contender to Super Bowl champion? What'll be the next step?
OMFL, we got to get off the field. Too many times against D Money with the Cowboys in the playoffs, we just could not get that crucial third down stop. And I really didn't have the defensive tackles. So hopefully this year, I really invested a lot of money into a whole bunch of D tackles, Jeffrey Simmons, Kenny Clark, my first round pick. So I'm hoping to be able to stop the run and really force teams to pass the ball against me, where I feel like my pass defense is stellar.
Yes, sir. That makes a lot of sense. Well, good luck to you.
Guys, what else we got for our buddy Rod?
Appreciate it.
Hey, Rod. This is Maniac from the Cardinals. I'm a Cowboys fan in real life, so we can't be friends too close, So, but being able to play with your favorite team, I know I've had the Cowboys before, and this is always a question that comes up. How much more difficult does it make when you're playing and say, I know there's a rivalry between the Cowboys and the Commanders. How much more does that kind of pain you? Like, oh man, I lost the Cowboys. I'm my favorite team. How do you kind of approach that?
It kills me, man. And D Money is an amazing talent. He understands how to play this game. So losing to him, it burns me. If I stream when I play, I wouldn't be too far from Randy, I'll admit. But him playing against the Giants, the Eagles, all of NFC teams, I hate losing. I want to go 6-0 in my division every year, but it's unfortunate it don't happen.
I appreciate it, bud. Good luck to you.
All right, there we have it. Rod, you're the best, man. If this Madden thing doesn't work out for you, definitely got a job in the radio, broadcasting, podcasting space with that amazing voice you got there. I'm pulling for you, man. I appreciate you. My guys kind of didn't listen. They sort of skirted that leave him alone about Madden thing. But I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you for everything you're doing. Hopefully life settles down and slows down a little bit. I know a lot's been going on, thinking about your wife, and hope everything is well. Thank you for coming to join us here tonight, buddy.
Thank you all and appreciate that, Nate. Truly. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
There you go. Rod of the Washington Commanders. Let's bring in one of our guys that he's Mr. Consistent. I can count on him every single time showing up. Mr. Tim of the Detroit Lions. Hopefully he's not listening with that lag. That was kind of tough, Rod. If you're watching us, that lag was kind of tough to wait for.
That was
but
interesting.
I think he was watching the stream, which is always going to be a few seconds behind. But Mr. Tim of the Detroit Lions, Tim, the season for 118 didn't go your way, and I'm looking for you to turn things around. That had to be tough, though. All the smack talk, the bravado, the confidence in the last draft when you joined us, it just didn't go your way. What happened in season 118?
Well, first off, thanks for having me on, guys. And you know, Nate, you can always count on me to be on the show. I'm not going to let you down. I've burned the tape. I've buried the season. I don't want any part of it. It was a disaster from the word go.
What we got for Mr. Tim? I'm sticking to my one question rule I got.
Tim, this is Big Hurt, obviously with the Jags, but I was curious to see, you always are one of the ones that do a lot of smack talk, and obviously Nate just talked about how you did it last year. You now have Nighsonger back in your division after he traded me the Vikings because he wanted out of Minnesota and then he wanted back to Minnesota. So what is the plan for the North this year for you? And obviously we were just talking about how Colin with the Bears has a pretty nasty defense in the front seven. And don't forget about Priest. So just kind of talk to me about, what are your challenges for you personally and then within your division opponent-wise?
You want statement? I'm going to take back the North right there. If I actually can do that, that's to be determined. Entering this off season, I didn't have a lot of money. I had to let Ali McNeil go. I lost Talik Williams for the whole entire season, this one coming up. And so I needed to address my offensive line, which was struggling to block and provide that excellent run game, which happened 2 years ago. And my defensive, especially in the inside, was horseshit. So there's nothing I could do. So drafted a whole bunch of defensive tackles, and let's see what we get.
Hey, Tim, this is Randy with the Broncos. So looking at your roster on Neon, you have a pretty highly rated team. I definitely know how some players don't fit play style. What about your team? What about your team compared to their overalls kind of isn't meshing the way it did a season ago when you got the NFC title game?
They cost players cost too much damn money. I got St. Brown making $41 million, and I had to beg Jahmyr Gibbs to re-sign at $26 million a year for 7 seasons. So, I mean, I got to keep the guys because obviously I'm stronger with them than without them. But yeah, I got to find a way to manage the cap and put a competitive team out there. I was trying to trade Ali McNeil and was close to having a deal, but as soon as I put him on the trade block and as soon as I started fielding offers, he got injured for 8 weeks during the season, and so he was ineligible to be traded. So I mean, the thing to prove. Hopefully, I got some good luck. I don't know.
It's always better to be lucky than good. I don't know how it is, but sometimes definitely.
Thank you, Randy, for being the first game where my CBs actually caught an interception. My one and only
that's
game
about all
where
I
the
was good for this
CBs
year.
got one. So that one, the one that I played against you, that was the pinnacle of my season. Defeating a defending OMFL champ, even though the asterisk is that he wasn't on the Colts, he was on his new Broncos team. But I'll take it. I'll take it and run with it.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy that you achieved that accomplishment because of me.
We're coming to the end of round number 7 here. What else we got for Timo?
Nobody? Come on.
Now you bums all going mute.
Hey, Tim, it's Roger.
Everybody's just falling asleep.
How much of the downfall do you attribute from the switch from all pro to all Madden?
Excellent question.
Made a difference with the way your guys play?
I think a lot of it was the downfall of the Switch. What worked on All Pro did not work on All Madden, and it took a little bit to adjust to it. By the time I adjusted and had some success in short burst, it was way too late. And by then, I was just trying to, let me put this receiver in. Let me put this defensive tackle in. Let's see what happens. See if he's any good. In fact, the last 2 games, I started a different quarterback just to see if I wanted to re-sign him.
There you go. So you got a better idea now what works on All Madden?
I do. Whether the moves I make equal success, I guess we're going to find out.
We're all in that boat.
Well, Tim, we're about to bring in your buddy Nicelonger. I'll open it one more time. Any other questions? If not, I got one more for Mr. Tim. What questions we got for Tim before I ask my last one? Well, Tim, hopefully we didn't get to see our buddy Priest here, but we will get to see our buddy Nicelonger. So give me some smack talk for the division rivals that you have.
I wasn't the last place in the division. I don't know what you want me to say on Nicelonger. That title belongs to him. Priest actually. This is rare. I'm going to give Priest some credit. Priest had some success on revamp passing when he went there. So much that I decided I'm going to give that another look. What do I got to lose this season? So I had some success with that on the new revamp style. So thank you for Priest for enlightening me a little bit on that. So
we should have what the WWE had back in the day, that hardcore title, which was like an old title that had been broken and duct taped together. We'll have the reverse title that gives to the guy that loses the most games and has the #1 draft pick, and we'll just pass that thing around. So, well, Tim, I love Tim's take. I love the streams. Love all the content that you do. Appreciate you. And, can't wait to see what your Lions do here in season 119, bud.
Thanks, guys. Good luck, everybody.
All right, as we wrap things up here, Cowboys, Rams, Raiders, let's bring in our buddy Nicelonger, who was working tonight. So he got out of this draft, except for one poor draft pick here in round number 7. You should have gave me that one too, buddy. I would have taken it off your hands. Nicelonger, what's it going to take to turn things around there in Minnesota?
Got it. Needed wide receiver.
Needed some speed at wide receiver. I think I heard him say. He broke up just a little bit. Guys, what questions you got for my buddy Nicelonger?
Hey, Randy. So, since you switched from the Jags over to the Vikings, which me and you've talked about, you being a Vikings fan for a long time, every time we play, we talk about that. But are you glad that you switched over, or are you kind of having buyer's remorse?
I switched over. It's taking time to build the team the way I want it, but I'm glad I switched.
Yeah, I know that we talked about it a little bit when we were playing, I believe, an NBC game, and you said that you were glad that you switched over. I just didn't know if, since the season was over, if you were having buyer's remorse or if you were still glad to be a Viking.
I'm definitely glad to be a Viking.
Guys, what else we got for our buddy Nicelonger?
Hey, buddy. This is Big Hurt with the Jags. Just curious. What is your plan?
The guy that traded away your best players before giving you back your team. That guy.
What do you mean? He had Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. He had his corner. Well, the corner actually. But what like last minute moves do you have left on your agenda for this upcoming season, if you have any? And then there was a comment made earlier. We can have in a DM later if you are interested, but Joe Milton may be available.
Yeah, I told him that you like Joe Milton, Randy.
Yeah, I love Joe Milton's arm, but I went out and got me a quarterback with a big arm. I'm pretty much done making moves unless I figure out a way to trade Jefferson away to make more cap room.
What
Well,
else we got for Night Thunder?
Good luck this year, and I hope you take over the North so we can hear Tim from the bottom once.
I hope you do too, just so that I can feel better about that terrible Rams trade that you made. Golly. What else we got for Tim?
Oh,
Tim.
not him.
Randy, it's Roger.
I'm sorry, Randy. My bad. Tim posted
Are
something
you
in the chat. He's the
divorcing
last name I
yourself
seen.
from number 9 there?
I am divorcing myself from number 9. You want him?
Hell no. Hell no. I got my own trouble down here. I got my own little armed asshole.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is he just couldn't get the ball out where I needed it, and it was tipped and always he just everything seemed off. So I went for a big arm, big quarterback.
I see you got yourself a couple of speed merchants here.
Yes, I did. I needed it. And my best receiver, or the fastest receiver, was 93 speed, and that still wasn't cutting it. So I need somebody who can run away from people.
Yeah, it looks like you got a couple there.
Yes, thanks, Nate.
What else we got for Randy before we get him out of here?
Randy, it's Randy. How are you doing tonight, man?
We got about 6 too many Randys in this league.
Yeah.
Right now.
You've been asked a lot of the questions already, so I've been trying to think of something unique to ask you, and I really can. What will you have to do to win the North? What will take you get you back to how you're playing with the Jags before you?
No, it's going to take that two-headed monster I got now in Ethan and very called.
Yeah,
I got the fast receivers to be able to open up that run game.
Yeah. Well, I wish you all the luck there.
Well, nice song.
For the background noise I got.
It's all good,
Out
buddy.
of work right now.
I appreciate you making time, even at work, to come and hang out with us for a few minutes. I can't wait to see what happens with your Vikings, man. We're pulling for you to get things turned around over there. Yeah, we missed your other two buddies. Usually Colin and our buddy Priest pops in here, so we missed those guys. But appreciate you and Tim coming and keeping us going here with our NFC North love that y'all share with each other.
I just hope that Tim doesn't cry too much when he's in the bottom of the North next year.
There you have it. A little smack talk. A little smack talk on his way out. Be safe driving home. And we are here at the end, fellas. We are already in preseason week number 1. Injuries are off. So I got one more question for each of you. I'll let you think about it. I want you to give me a season prediction for your team. So looks like we're able to start losing some of our co-hosts. They were like, all right, I'm out. Peace. Deuces. Oh, no, that was the other Randy. So never mind. Y'all all stayed. I thought everybody left. But anyway, I want to hear a season prediction. But before we do, let me cover what's going to happen. I find myself staring into the eyes of Joker. These are some of the scariest eyes I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm telling you, man, they're very scary eyeballs we got there. We got to get a better picture of you, Mr. Joker. It's very serious with a non-serious hat we got there. But here's what's going to happen. We're in preseason week number 1 here tonight. We're going to stay here for a little under 24 hours. So about 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we will go ahead and advance this. You've got time to play your preseason game if you want. Injuries are off, so if you want to get a feel for your team, you're more than welcome to do that. Big Hurt, let me know if you'd like to play ours. And you can play your training camp. You do not need to play training camp before you play your game. It is still open. You can go in there and you can play training camp after you play your game if that is an option that you want to do. What's going to happen tomorrow night, we are going to advance all the way to week number 4. When we get to week number 4, injuries will still be off. You will set your rosters. So you'll set your practice squads. You'll get your cuts in. You'll get your rosters set. You cannot sign any free agents. Not right now. Not until I open it up in week number 4. When we open it up in week number 4, both undrafted free agents or any player, period, will be wide open. Player 74 and under will be a free-for-all. 75 and over, you must place bids and be awarded those bids by Dwayne. You can start placing those bids tonight because you're not actually signing the player. So here tonight, you can go into the system, into the farm, submit your player. Dwayne can start closing those tomorrow whenever he sees fit, and you can start signing those players whenever we advance to week number 4. There's FPR around cap hits, around penalties, around salary cap, around players, like all that stuff. So make sure that you know your FPR, you're staying in tune with it, you know exactly what you can and can't do. And if you have questions, hit us up and we'll answer those questions. Did I leave anything out, guys, that I need to say before we get rolling here and get your predictions and then get you out of here?
I think you covered it.
I think we're good.
All right, well, let's do some predictions. Let me answer Rod. Yes, Rod, if you're still here, I don't know if you are. I cannot talk and type. My brain doesn't work that way. So, yes, player development, personnel scout, all of those, anything that is not attributes, abilities, chances, any of that stuff. We're going to try it for a season, see what we think. I love the idea of coaching trees, Rod. And again, I know that we're a very unique, different type of CFM. Most CFMs love it and just go with it. It's too powerful for us. You start getting into morale boost, which that's another thing I wish we had back. Give us my morale reset for online, please, pretty please. But with morales, with coaching trees, with all this stuff, it's just too easy. Player development doesn't really matter at that point. So I love the idea. It's just a little too powerful. I like the chance stuff. Yeah, and I like the change to abilities where it's not 100% anymore. And I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. It just becomes hard for the way that we play the game to police. But anyway, Big Hurt, start with you. Give me a prediction for your Jags. Yes, Rod.
I'm going to say I would probably fall back in the 11 range win this season. I feel like I should be able to repeat. I think if I can find success in the passing game, keep my success in the running game, and share up my run game, then I might be sitting 11, 12 wins. If not, then I might be a few wins less than that.
Rod, before I go to my next guy, let me look really quick, because since we did make those changes, maybe we allow Camp Counselor back. I forget exactly what Camp Counselor does, so I need to go look it up myself. I think next on my list when I look for this thing is my buddy Maniac. So Maniac, give me... oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Joker. So Joker, then Maniac. So Joker, give me a prediction for the Bills for season 119.
So when you said that, I went and looked at who I play this year, and of course I drawed the NFC West. So I have D Money and Meek and Maniac. So that's going to be some tough games there. Plus, a couple of guys in my division and a couple of not in my division. So I'm looking at best case scenario 11, maybe 12 wins. Worst case 9, 10, and maybe squeeze in depending on how everybody else plays.
Maniac.
But I also have a question.
Oh, go ahead, Joker. Ask your question. Yeah.
So, and I've never had this problem before. So I only have 48 people on my roster. Do I have to have 53?
You do. We have a minimum set for 53.
Okay. I knew that there was I thought there was. I just wasn't sure.
Real quick before we go to Maniac, Rod, I think we're going to still keep it. It's the 4 times. That's a lot of XP, man. And I know it's just one time, but God, it's a lot. And so I think we're going to keep it just because we give away XP pretty easy for people that are engaged. So, yeah, I think we're going to keep it banned. We'll discuss it for the last season. Help me remember that. Maybe bring it up in the coach suggestion for rules, and we can definitely have a discussion. But I think just making it right here 4 times is too much. So anyway, Maniac, prediction for your cards. Oh God, I should have put a disclaimer on this. You can't be 3 wins. Okay, be realistic here.
Have you seen my schedule?
Oh, you see, here we go.
I've got I've got a juggernaut of a schedule. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking I'll be competitive, but I have lost a few guys on my defensive line. One retired. That was kind of like going in the last season with my strength because I needed to stop the run, and I've lost a couple of those guys, and my defense, a couple of my top players are getting older, and I just didn't really plan to replace them, and so I think I'm going to be kind of in the same boat again and struggle with defense a little bit. I'll probably put up good offensive numbers for the most part, but I think realistically I'm probably going to finish around third place in the West and looking at about a 10 win-ish, 9 win-ish season, I think. I mean, I might be able to scoot into the playoffs. It just depends on how things happens, but I don't think I'm going to have as much success this next season as I did this season, just for some fact the schedule that I have too. It's really tough, and so but I'll be competitive, and that's what counts.
Give me 9 wins for my Saints. I had 8 this year, so I think maybe one more. I just couldn't improve my defense the way I needed to really compete in this league. And at the end of the day, I just don't have enough firepower on defense to compete with the big dogs. And I blew the draft. I got one decent player, and that's about it. And that's just not going to be absolutely nothing to make a difference to really compete in the NFC. If we can keep some guys healthy, I think we can pick up one extra win. Mr. Randy, what about your Broncos? You completely rebuilt them in one offseason. Give me a prediction.
I would pray to God we have this year. So I think that's something that I don't. I mean, realistically, I think I am capable of playing and beating anybody, but my team take a bit with all these young pieces to get to the level where the Raiders and Chargers and Chiefs are. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to win. I think I will be around 7-8 wins probably. That'd be my bet currently with the roster I have.
All right, one more guy, my buddy, Mr. Roger. Roger, we haven't done it in a minute, but I miss those late night, me and you testing some stuff and just having fun. I miss those days. But Roger, give me a prediction for your Houston Texans.
We're going to be probably somewhere in that 9 to 10 win window, I believe. I looked at my schedule and I think I can pull 9 of them off, and maybe if I get lucky, get 10. Hopefully get one of those last 2 wild card spots there, and if you get in any given play, you can make some noise. So I'm sitting here looking at the season pass record, though. It's 64.05. That I'm gonna shoot for that.
Nice, I dig it. Well, guys, thank you all. You all took time away from your families and schedules to come and do this with me, and I deeply, deeply appreciate it. It was fun. I love having a big group here for the draft and the bowl games. Those are a lot of fun too. So I appreciate you guys. I think I interrupted somebody there.
My wife and daughters are at the Scream movie tonight.
Oh, there you go.
I'm here instead of there.
Oh, there you go. Well, I appreciate you doing it. It's been a lot of fun to have all of you guys here and have you on. And now we're off. Any questions before we go, either from this group here with me or even in the chat? Any questions before we get out of here? I'm going to give it like 10 seconds. So type now if you got a question.
Just to throw
I do
one
have
more
a
little
question.
tidbit out there. Oh, go ahead, Randy.
No, you can go. You're good.
One more little tidbit there. At 7:19, I popped a superstar dev defensive tackle.
Nice.
That's how deep D tackle was in this draft.
My last pick, I got a superstar offensive lineman.
All right, no one likes braggers. Randy, what question you got? These freaking braggers out here.
I know you already kind of talked about it. This question in the chat, but I think I understand it. I was talking to Jameis. Just can you kind of run over just words might help a little better. Just reading it, the restrictions on the coaching trees and all that, just so anybody who may be confused.
It should be super simple this year. If it adds a chance, like your player will escape a block better or an attribute, can't use it. So the only thing you can use is player development, extra scouting, your anything for injuries or anything like that. You can only use those. The actual phrasing that we posted for everybody was all boost and chance boost. So attribute boost and chance boost are banned. You can only allow player development, scouting, and injury. You can have as many as you want, all platinums. You can do whatever you want. And you can have base play sheets, but just the base. The base allows you to have access to the plays, but one step above that. So when you start getting into silver, it starts adding boost to either chances or boost to your abilities or attributes. So cannot have that. You can have anything that's base that just allows you access to those plays. A case in point or example would be like heavy play set. I don't have those plays in my playbook, but one of the coaches offers me that at base. You can use that. So it should be pretty easy. And then we did a ban a defensive ability that showed the play art. I just think that's too powerful. It's like this league's too competitive. Too many good owners and players to let people start seeing the actual play. Not really our vibe here, so we banned those as well.
That sounds good. I that's the way I understood it, but I just wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, you guys bring up great points. Let me just go through the rest of them as well, because I'm a little slow sometimes getting all the things I'm responsible for, getting this updated. But guest pass is a non-counting adjustment, so I can do those. Can't do them more than 55% of the game, but I can use those, and those do not count towards my one defensive change or my one defensive adjustment. Guest run is banned, and the main reason it's banned, to me, it's just very unrealistic. When you do guest run, everybody blitzes. So it's like, well, then just call a blitz. Like, I just think it can be really cheesy, and so we just took that back out. I was willing to let it stay, but I just took it out. We banned stem routes. Our guy Maniac wanted us to do the pre-play stem routes, but I just think that's okay. And the way that players play dumb sometimes, I just want them to play deep. It's like a real NFL player on 3rd and 20 is not going to cover up a route 5 yards in front of him at 15 yards in front of the first down. So we allowed those, but you can't manually change stems on offense or defense post-play. So pre-snap, but post-play selection, you cannot change those stems. Some old guys like me actually don't even know how to do it because it's just too complicated. Special teams, we added back the no-hit stick. Even though it's not OP like it used to be, it just feels really gimmicky when I can't get out of the way. I'm stuck in that animation. I just feel like it's gimmicky. So humans cannot hit stick. Your CPU can do whatever they want. Play calling, no 3+ wide receiver RPOs inside the 10-yard line. No 3+ wide receiver runs inside the 10-yard line. And no 3+ wide receiver runs on any down and distance less than 3 yards to go. I admit I did not vote for that, but majority of the board did vote for that, and so that is added back. It is a rule that we had. All three of those are rules that we had last cycle. We just felt like it's more even to kind of add those back. So those are all the FPR changes as we move into season 119. Great questions. Anything else before we get out of here? Sweet. Thank you again. I really do appreciate it. Make sure that all of you, most of you get gold anyway because you're all pretty engaged, but make sure you say this for next off-season incentives. Those of you who jumped in here to let us interview, make sure you add those points so we get you those points and take care of you. Now the fun part for the board, especially to go take care of our own teams and try to answer the 1,000 incentives that get posted and all the other stuff that we got to get done. So remember your FPR. We got Hawks around here, so you cannot make one little mistake. The Hawks will catch you. Trust me, they're out looking. They're looking for you. They're trying to catch you. So watch those cap penalties. Watch the salary cap and all those other rules that we have, and enjoy your preseason for season 119. And I'm ready to play. We had a nice long playoff, a short off season. I'm ready to get back to it and start playing again and hate myself by the time we get to week number 4 and get beat up. So let's go make it happen. Guys, I love you. Take care of yourselves. Thank you for everybody who participated tonight. You guys are what make the OMFL special and what you make the OMFL so much different. So enjoy the rest of your night. I love you. We'll see you on the other side. Big Hurt, DM me. Let me know if you want to play or not. Peace.
All right. Later.
Catch you guys.
All right. Have a good